Belfast Pride have banned political parties from the parade. Belfast has become the latest organisation to prevent political parties who supported a ban on the sale or supply of puberty blockers to under 18s from taking part in this parade. In December, the 4 parties in Northern Ireland, Sinn Féin, DUP, Alliance and Ulster Unionist Party, voted to introduce the ban, so they are all now banned from Pride. In a statement from Belfast Pride, they said Belfast Pride is deeply concerned about the impact this decision has had and will have on young trans people. Organisers says it was what was universal in responses to its consultation was anger and frustration expressed at the decision to ban puberty blockers in Northern Ireland because there was no justification for it. Because the previous Conservative government picked someone who had no idea anything, like had no experience with, no knowledge about trans people at all, did a independent review of trans healthcare, literally just threw out all of the evidence, like barely with any excuse to doing so at all, and then just said, oh yeah, there's no evidence for puberty blockers. But still, even that review wasn't able to say we should ban puberty blockers or we should do conversion therapy. And then since the author of the report has said those things, and now that's just like, that was all like some right-wing anti-LGBT bullshit. And then this government takes over. And then suddenly it's like, well, we're going to carry on causing as much suffering to trans people as possible. And it's because of, guess who? Our favourite, Wes Streeting. He is pushing this through, him and his like gang of planners and schemers in the government. Anyway, the idea that Labour should be welcome at Pride or any of these parties in Northern Ireland, the idea that any of them should be welcome at Pride is ridiculous. Like, of course they shouldn't. The entire point of Pride is to protest against the oppression of LGBT people and to celebrate our lives in the face of people trying to stop us from living them. Like, Pride is a party and it is a celebration, but it's not just like a party and a celebration for the sake of it. It's a party and celebration saying, well, we're still here. You've tried to get rid of us, but you haven't succeeded. You trying to ruin our lives, and yet we're here living good, happy lives in spite of that. That is a core part of Pride, but like that itself is a protest. That's a protest against, it's a protest against the people who are trying to stop us from living our lives. But the actual whole thing, like it all came from actual protests, actual riots, fights against the police who were trying to crack down. I don't like the phrase crack down, but like trying to just stop, crack down on LGBT people's lives, trying to stop LGBT people from just existing. And for a while, like when gay marriage was introduced and stuff by the government, to some degree, well, the politicians who are instrumental in that should be at Pride, or at least not banned from it, or at least would maybe themselves feel like they should be welcomed at Pride, because they, they weren't fighting against LGBT people's lives and they were contributing to making them more equal. And politicians and political parties making an appearance at Pride became like a thing. Like that happened every single year. You often see pictures. There's a picture of let's see if I can find it. There's a picture of Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner. Here we go. At Pride, holding flipping trans flags and wearing and there's Annalise Dodds. Like, so here are the most powerful members of the Labour government, including our actual leader of our whole country, at Camden Pride just recently, 2022. And then pretty much since this moment onwards, they've just been the oppressors. They've been the people that Pride exists to protest against. And And so, of course, they're not welcome. I think any pride that welcomes these people is like a sham. Like, the people don't attend a pride that welcomes the Labour Party, because the Labour Party is oppressing trans people. It's oppressing LGBT people. Taking away the futures of children. It's not just some like mild disagreement about tax or some loophole in the marriage law where gay marriage and straight marriage aren't quite equal, but they're equal in 99% of cases. This is literally like hurting children. And more, West Streeting still seems to be trying to remove more trans people's rights. So yeah, of course these people aren't welcome. And like, I've seen several of the comments saying, you know, oh, I hope they get milkshaked or whatever. Obviously, I'm not gonna like recommend that or support that in any way, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, if they went to one of these events. That I don't think the Labour Party realises how much anger there is against them from the LGBT community. Like, I fucking hate them. I don't think I'm an outlier in that. Like, what they're doing is disgusting. And it doesn't show any signs of slowing down or stopping. So, yeah, I mean, the whole point in these politicians attending these events is to get like a PR thing, like, oh, we support the LGBT community, vote for us. But they don't. So don't let them have those votes. Don't let them have that like fake cover. If you see any of them, at least, like, don't do anything ridiculous. Don't get arrested. Don't harm them. But go and tell them your mind for sure. Boo them, definitely. Yeah, just ridiculous. So I'm glad they're banned from Belfast Pride, and they should be banned from all prides.